For waking up with us this morning. Unfortunately, you are waking up to another dangerously cold morning. Extreme cold warnings and cold weather advisories in effect across the state for the next few hours. And the below zero temperatures causing more than 100 schools to delay start this morning, some just outside of the metro.
Yeah, those are scrolling at the bottom of your screen, and the full list you can find over at KARE11.com. So let's get right outside to John in the yard with what you need to know as you start your day. Bundle up, everybody.
Yeah, we're still in the third day here of Arctic air. While it's slightly improving, it's still extremely cold, especially for areas that have not been able to get rid of their wind speed. Again, most of us around the metro about 5 to 10 below here for the temperature. Now that is quite an improvement. Osceola, you guys are at 24 below, so no, you're not absolutely epically cold like yesterday, almost record shattering for some of us. But like I said, couldn't get rid of the wind in a few spots. Still 15 to 17 below in Alexandria and Wilmer right now, and there's that wind. Like I said, central Minnesota's hanging on to the wind. It lightens up as you get into the metro, but that 12-mile-per-hour wind gets it to minus 40. A breeze in the morning can be a problem. So again, that's where most of the issues have been. We're still at minus 25. So if you got to be out there, layer up here. Probably not going to have recess today for the kids, but a lot of the kids will be going back to school today. So please be careful if they have to be out there. Cece?
Hey, good morning. Let's take a look at this road conditions map. You're seeing a lot of green, but I've seen vehicle spinouts this morning. So even though there are green spots across the entire Twin Cities metro, like I've been saying all week, do not rule out slick spots because they're there even though there's no snow. Seeing this here, this is live on 94. The morning commute picking up slightly compared to yesterday. Things still moving pretty well. The crashes that I was tracking before 6 o'clock have either cleared or they're not a nuisance as of 30 minutes ago. Most of them were across the metro, but I'll still keep my eye on any ones that pop up. I'll have more for you when I see you next, Jason.
All right, Cece, thank you. Turning to our top story this morning, new developments while you were sleeping into what caused a plane from MSP to crash in Toronto.
Yeah, it comes as Canadian officials head back to the lab this morning to analyze data from the plane's black box recovered just about 10 hours ago. We have team coverage on this crash this morning. AJ Legault is joining us live from the Toronto airport, hearing from passengers involved in the crash. But first, let's send things over to Michelle Beck at the live desk this morning with new details coming in from overnight. Hey, Michelle.
Hey, good morning, guys. A brand new post from Toronto Pearson in the last 38 minutes, it seems, tells us to expect another media update today and that crews can start gathering right now. If investigators are ready to share, we might even learn what they found in the cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder they said they had over at their labs. Now, if you were at Toronto Pearson right now, you'd probably find the wrecked plane just as it was when it crash landed 40-some hours ago. It's expected to stay this way through tomorrow. In a video update last night, an investigator points out details like this. The fuselage came to rest slightly off the right side of the runway, upside down, facing the other direction. We're also hearing first responders now say winter weather complicated their rescue, but they didn't comment on the runway's condition when the plane crashed.
This would not be a time for us to have theory or to speculate on what caused the crash. So as I shared, we have a number of agencies that are here that are responsible for doing a thorough and full and complete investigation to determine all the causal factors, and we are looking forward to getting those results.
So right now we know 19 passengers have been released from the hospital. And that's as Delta says 21 people were sent there, higher than the number officials initially reported. Guys.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much. Let's send things over to AJ Legault now, who is live at the Toronto airport. And AJ, so many stories from those on board are starting to come out.
Yeah, they certainly are. And this morning I want to play for you some story of a man who was sitting in seat 8A.
There was no warning, really. That right side of the plane touched down first, and it went down really hard. The plane comes to a stop. We're hanging there. Overhead bins are now underfoot bins. I was up against a window, so I couldn't do anything. I felt helpless, right? I had to wait for everyone in front of me to get out and trying hard not to create chaos.
Now, coming up at the bottom of the hour, you'll hear more from Matt and the frantic texts he sent to family members as he was waiting to get out of that plane. Live in Toronto, I'm AJ Legault.
All right. All right, AJ, thank you. Yeah, so many people, it was this initial shock, really, and now they're really coming to terms with what happened, and they're having emotions about it. And of course, I'm sure that's years to come, a lot to unpack with this.
A near-death experience like that could really change your life and just change how you approach things. All right, we're going to check in with AJ in our next half hour. You can find the latest updates in the investigation anytime on KARE11.com and KARE11 Plus, our streaming app for your TV.
All right, 6:06 also developing right now. We've been tracking follow-up this morning for a South St. Paul City Council member facing allegations a toddler ate meth at her daycare.
In the last 12 hours, residents called for Pam Bakken to resign. Audrey Russo is in the newsroom right now with new information from a packed council meeting. It wrapped up as many of you were heading to bed.
Yeah, Jason, Alicia, that's right. And this morning, Pam Bakken is keeping tight-lipped as the investigation plays out. She hasn't answered our calls and emails for comment, and she stayed silent during last night's council meeting public comment period. Now, you can see in this video, the council chambers were packed with both supporters of Bakken and those calling for her to step down. Now, to be clear, her daycare license is now suspended by the state, but she's a free woman at this point without any criminal charges. Several people pointed that out last night, saying her resignation would be premature. Critics, however, say she's lost the public's confidence.
How can we trust you to make good decisions, to exercise good judgment in managing the things facing our city, when you can't even manage what takes place inside your own home?
So you're asking her to do something she hasn't even been found guilty for.
Now, Bakken's license was suspended this past December. The parents of the toddler who tested positive for meth expect that their son will be okay in the long term. Jason, Alicia.
All right, Audrey, thank you very much for that update. 3 wreaths honoring the lives of 3 Burnsville first responders killed in the line of duty 1 year ago will remain on display until 2 this afternoon. Community members paid their respects less than 24 hours ago to officers Paul Amstrand, Matthew Ruge, and firefighter paramedic Adam Finseth. City leaders also held a public memorial at City Hall, packing the room. The mayor, city council members, and the fire and police chiefs all spoke.
So we focus on remembering Matt, Paul, and Adam for the exceptional men that they were every day. Amazing husbands, fathers, and sons who loved the outdoors, who loved their families, their dogs, who made people laugh and smile with their humor. Their legacy, their lives live on in our hearts.
You can watch all of our interviews in a half-hour special now streaming on KARE11 Plus. Download the KARE11 Plus app for your TV to watch.